Being quite the Benz guy, I've always really wanted the R129. I mean, look at the thing. It's one of my personal favorite Mercedes chassis probably ever, and for the sake of comparison, I'm going to be talking about the SL500 in particular, because that's the V8 one, that's the good one. But don't worry, the SL320. You're still good. I still love you. You'll never be forgotten. Don't worry about it. Look at this thing, dude. I think it's such a gorgeous car. Like, especially with the black and gray two-tone. That is my ideal spec. With the gray interior, I love it. And I love how it captures that early 90s CEO, like you got something to prove vibe, like you just blew your first paycheck in investment banking or whatever. And I love that. And it makes you want to light a cigarette and blast some, like, I don't know. Like, look, dude, I don't know what CEOs listen to during that era. I have no idea. But anyways, I think it's one of the best things to come out of Germany for that era. That is a beautiful car. It's really underappreciated. Now, the second car makes you want to light a cigarette and blast something else. Makes you want to blast some, like, hell yeah shit, like fucking Skid Row or Motley Crue or Iron Maiden or whatever the fuck. And I think you guys already know what it is. And it could be a contender for, like, one of the best hell yeah machines money can buy these days. That is the C4 Corvette. Alright, you get the point. Now, you might be wondering why in the fuck I'm comparing these two cars. Because the vibes they present, they're completely different. They couldn't be farther apart, honestly. One's just like fucking rowdy young guy, and the other one's successful, you know, mid-30s CEO. So why am I comparing these two cars? Let's take a look at their drivetrain options and the power figures. Now, they both make somewhere in the low 300s for horsepower and about the same-ish torque, with the SL making slightly more. Okay, maybe not slightly more, but, you know, weight is irrelevant. Like, mid-3000s, I think we can say. Weight is actually not irrelevant, but, you know. But things get a little crazy, a little silly when you take a look at their dimensions. Now, the C4 Corvette is 177.4 inches. What is that in feet? 14.78 feet. The SL500 is 14.76 feet, 0.02 feet off. So the width of the C4 is 6.12 feet. And the width of the SL is 5.94. That's very, very similar. That's 0.18 fucking feet off. The biggest difference here is in the wheelbase, because the C4's wheelbase is 96.2 inches, while the SL's wheelbase is 99 inches. So maybe these cars are a lot more similar than we thought. I mean, the wheelbases are almost identical. And I guess the only real difference is, you know, the weight, but also the transmission options, and they're very similar cars on paper, and this is something I only made the connection to recently, because it's so obvious. I don't know how I didn't notice that. So the first thing I want to talk about is the drivetrains and the power output. So right here we have the horsepower and torque curve via automobilecatalog.com, goated website. For the 92 Corvette, so it's the C4 facelift with the LT1, and the SL500 with the M119. As you can see, they are incredibly similar. The only real difference is that the SL makes slightly more power by like maybe 25 horsepower, 20 maybe, and has it's a less steep drop off in power and torque once you hit peak. But if we look up here, we can see that the difference is only 17 foot-pounds of torque and about 15 horsepower, which is not necessarily that significant. The C4 also offered a manual transmission with a lot of model years, and for this comparison, I'm talking about the facelift with the LT1, like I said earlier. With this, you could either get a 4L Slippy or a ZF 6-speed, and honestly, I think the choice here is obvious. I mean, with the manual transmission, you get 2 extra gears, and it's the ZF transmission, so it's going to be extremely robust. Just so you know, I am aware of the fucking 700R4, whatever garbage that was, the fucking 4-speed with the 3-speed fucking overdrive manual dude, that thing is a mess, honestly. And now you could say, but there's a manual transmission on the SL320. Okay, yes, there was a manual transmission on the SL320, but that's an inline 6. That's not really comparable to the LT1 or any V8 for that matter, because it only made like 220, 230 horsepower. And plus, the manual transmission SL320 is an extremely rare car as is. Like, have fun finding one. I'd love to have one just because I'd like a manual SL. I think that'd be cool, but like it's basically impossible. As for the SL, the pre-95 ones, so 1990 to 1995 had a 4-speed auto, and then after that 96 to 01 had the 5-speed, and then that one also had a winter mode for increased traction. What wheels are driving? Let's take a fucking wild guess. They're both rear-wheel drive. Yeah, we could have figured that one out. Now, as I said previously, the dimensions, like the length, the width, the wheelbase, they're basically identical. I mean, like I said before, the difference in the length is only like 0.02 feet. It's not significant. And I always thought the SL was a smaller car than the Corvette because it's a Corvette. It's technically a sports car, but it's an American car, so you'd think it would be bigger, but it's actually not. And I mean, the SL's never been a small car. It's just the R129 in particular seems like it would be. And the difference in width is not significant at a difference of 0.18 feet, which is like, that's not shit. That is no fucking noticeable difference. Now, as far as the weight goes, here's where shit gets a little crazy. The R129, generally, depending on who you ask, people have different numbers, but it's generally 3,800 to 4,000 pounds, which is really heavy for its time. And also, considering it's not a big boaty sedan, it's more like a big boaty coupe. Well, it is a Grand Tourer, so that kind of makes sense, but Now, the general consensus of the weight of the C4 is around 3,300 pounds, in the mid-33s generally. That's significantly lighter. Now, there's all this weight talk and drivetrain option talk and similar horsepower talk. Now, how does the weight actually affect the acceleration? Now, the LT1 C4 has 0 to 60 time of between 5 and 5.7 seconds, generally, depending on the driver, but I'm just gonna say 5.4, because I think that's a good midpoint. Now, the quarter mile on this car can be done in about 13.5 seconds, which is pretty impressive for its time. Now, here's when things get, yet again, a little crazy. Now, keep in mind that on paper, the SL is the more powerful of the two cars, but it weighs like 700 pounds more. And the 0 to 60 on the SL500 is in the mid-6s. So it's about a whole second slower in the 0 to 60 than the Corvette. The quarter mile time is also estimated to be the mid to high 14-second range, which again is about a whole second slower than the Corvette. All that weight definitely adds up. Now, you might be thinking at about this point, hey, which one of these cars is better? Which one is better? And to that, I really could not tell you. I like them both quite a bit. I think I would rather have, I don't know. I really don't know which one I'd rather have. If somebody said, yeah, you can have both of these cars for free, I don't know what I would pick. And now the C4 is probably more fun because it's quicker and it's more nimble, but the SL is just fucking cool, dude. Like, the SL has the cool factor, and like the C4 is cool. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not cool, but like the SL, in my opinion at least, is just much cooler. But obviously I'm biased, as I started off the video by saying, as a Benz guy. So which car do you want? Let me know in the comments. Let me know which car you would take if somebody came up to you and said, you get to take the keys to one of these cars for free. They're in the same condition. Just tell me which one you would rather have. Discuss amongst yourselves. If I got anything wrong, make sure to call me stupid in the comments section. But if you enjoyed the video, if you subscribe and you enjoyed the video, actually both, you will get a Costco hot dog in the mail. It will be cooked and it will be sent to your house, a Costco hot dog fresh on your doorstep. Do not ask about how sanitary that is, because I really don't know. But anyways, yeah, subscribe to the video, like the video, obviously, or dislike the video. I don't really care. It boosts the algorithm either way. But that's it. I love the look she taught me.